Hey everybody, Rob Goody here of the MLM Solution. How you doing today? Today is Tuesday, believe it or not. It is the 31st of August. Last day. Tomorrow is going to be the 1st. Who would have thunk it, right? All right, as you know, we go live each and every day on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's going to be no different. And you can find this by simply using our hashtag, which is hashtag the MLM Solution. Again, hashtag the MLM Solution. Or you go to our website. If you do, please take a second to hit that share button. Share our platforms, our information, our products with our fellow network marketers across the globe by simply taking a second to share. You start that positive process of sharing. It can have a huge impact on somebody that you don't even know across the globe. This information quite possibly could be the missing link for them, could empower them to do great things in this wonderful business model. And you can be a part of that positive process by simply taking a second or two to share. Sharing is awesome. All right, with that being said, today we're going to be talking about, guess what? Number 243, the cost of doing business in network marketing. It's more than just the numerical value of getting into the business. In other words, getting your starter kit, etc. It is much more than that. We're going to take a deep dive into that, let you know what the total cost of doing business in this business model really is. You'll be amazed at what we're going to be talking about. And the things we're going to be talking about, things I'm sure that you never even considered or thought were part of the process of cost in this business. So with that being said, we're going to hop off of here and get our show started. I'll see you in a
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your hosts, Rob Cootie and Marie Cannon.
Hello, Miss Marie. Happy
Good morning.
Turd Tuesday.
It's Taco Tuesday.
Oh, is that what it is?
Okay. It could be. I mean, it could be a lot of different Tuesdays. It's last day of August Tuesday, though. That's a crazy thing.
It is. Oh, my gosh. I mean, we're almost in officially calendar-wise in the fall season, which just kind of blows my mind. I feel
like I need to start my Christmas shopping.
The wife and I have been out looking at Christmas stuff.
Oh, that's just wrong.
I know it. Well, we love it. We do. To be honest with you, we go. It's a way for us to spend time together, and we enjoy that. Obviously, we do look for small things because we have, as you know, 6 Christmas trees, and we decorate the house from top to bottom. Now, we're not over the top. If you drove by our house, you would never know. But we like having the joy of Christmas in each room, and they're small trees. You know, we have 2 big ones. One in the front room, one in the TV room. And long story short, like the Christmas tree in the kitchen is small, those small thin ones, and it's decorated with kitchen stuff like utensils and recipes and things like that. So each room has a theme. And that way, when the grandkids come and they stay the night, their room is lit up with an appropriate Christmas tree. There we go.
I don't know. 6 Christmas trees, I don't care what size they are, sound over the top to me.
And yeah, it is. And that's not counting all the things, the nutcrackers and all the other stuff that goes with it. So, and I decorate the office. She does a tree and I do the office. I have things that I like in the office, if that makes sense.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So even Halloween we do. So, but most of that stuff is in storage, as you know. We put stuff in storage in anticipation that we were going to move until the real estate market turned upside down, and we're not participating in that. So
not playing those reindeer games, huh? I'm kind of in that same boat with you. So,
well, I'm not throwing away hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, if you know what, I'll let somebody else take that hit. All right. With that being said, today's episode is a good one, Miss Marie. The cost of doing business. And speaking of losing money, there's a lot more to that statement than just the initial cost of getting into a company. You know what? We're going to be talking about that. We're going to take a deep dive into this because you guys, you have to understand that the money that you spend to join a network marketing company is just the beginning phases of the cost. Now, we're not trying to scare you. We're not talking about like there's this huge ongoing cost. Matter of fact, maintaining a network marketing business is probably one of the most efficient as far as outgoing money, probably one of the most efficient business models out there. And you say, well, what do you mean? Because it's stuff that you already have at your home, like scrap paper and pencils and pens and all that. It's minuscule what this business model requires to run. Would you not agree, Ms. Marie? Other than the autoship.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. But we are going to be talking about insurance costs and some of the things, which we did an episode on when we did it on insurance. We're not going to do that here, but we are going to bring it up because that's part of doing the cost. You don't want to have people come to your house. You don't want to have things happen and somebody get hurt in your car, on your property, whatever the case may be. And we're going to cover those different angles here because we want you to know, number one, be protected legally. Number two, we want you to know what the cost of doing that type of business is. And we're going to have the pros and the cons, the yin and the yang, if you will, on both sides, like anything else that we talk about. So with that being said, Miss Marie, I don't have anything to talk about outside of our typical live event. Here we are, live event, if you will. Go there, register. You're going to be kept abreast of the progress that we're making. Miss Marie and I have a checklist that we're going down to find our venue. So we have started that process, as we have said before. And if you want to be kept abreast of the progress we're making, and when we finally pick whether it's going to be a virtual event or a live event in person, we will tell you, guess how? By this list. We will broadcast information and updates, etc., only to this list. We will not do it on this show. We will not do it any other way outside of this list. How do you get on the list? By simply going to MLMmastersacademy.com. Once again, MLMmastersacademy.com. I'm tongue-tied today, Miss Marie. So
it's tongue-tied Tuesday.
Yeah, there you go. You can go to the website, and at the top of the website, you will see a link as well. If you go to our new index page, you will see, if you scroll down, you will be able to register right there. All you want to do is get on the list. As you know, our list, no matter what list we are promoting, has no shenanigans policy. In other words, we do not try to sell you anything, and we do not bombard you with countless meaningless emails, right, Miss Marie?
Correct.
And there's no payment required if you go and fill out that form. And for the first 100 people that not only register but also attend, and that's a 2-step process, you're going to get VIP treatment unlike you ever have before. So with that being said, we're going to move on to the next thing, which is what not to do in network marketing. One of Miss Marie's favorite products, along with the 4 critical mistakes. She likes those 2 products. I understand why. Once again, go to our new index page and click on the link to go to what not to do in network marketing details page, as well as right there on the front pages. Once again, scroll down, you will see it highlighted, and you can take advantage of the offer there as well. Whatever you choose to do, and you can go, for all you on the visual podcast, you can see the URL, you can go there, and then all of these URLs are in the description box below. That being said, next 24 hours only, guys, $47. Instant savings of $150. Everybody loves saving money. And on this product here, a product that can literally make you a focused business building machine, this is an unbelievable savings. You add in the bonuses, which are alone worth hundreds of dollars. You are now saving multiple hundreds, almost, to be honest with you, close to $1,000 that you're going to be saving by simply spending $47 over the next 24 hours. It is a limited time offer. And as you know, It's 146 paragraphs backed up by 146 MP3 audio files and many training videos, taking your insight about each and every one of those paragraphs to a new level. All right, Miss Marie, I think I've covered that well enough. And if you will, and as always, guys, the links are in the description box below this video. And please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Please hit the bell notification button twice so you can be notified when we go live, right, Miss Marie, or upload new content. And if you will, give us a thumbs up if you like what you hear and you understand the points we're making, and you can see how they can help you. It lets us know that we're hitting the nail on the head. We love that immediate feedback. And as always, it helps us with the algorithm, right, Miss Marie?
Yep, absolutely. And while you're there, please like, comment, and share on our various social media platforms. You can find us across all those by using hashtag the MLM Solution. That's hashtag the MLM Solution. We love the interaction. Some of the comments, questions we get help drive some of the topics that we talk about here on the show too. So feel free to drop a comment. Let us know how we're doing. If you have a question, it's a great way to communicate with us as well. And if you're on our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and register for those notifications. Click that bell twice. You'll get a notification when we go live or when we upload new content. So you can stay up to date with everything we're up to, because, you know, it's always a good time. You don't want to miss out.
That's right. Well said. Well said. All right. So with that being said, we're going to get started on today's episode. And well, wait a minute, hold on a second here. We got a rogue video. Sorry about that. I don't know where that came from. Miss Marie, did you do that?
I might have. I don't know. I apologize. Strange things happen. You know me in technology. If it can go wrong, it will.
All right. With that being said, what a great way to start. All right, guys. So with that being said, let's get to today's subject matter, which is, once again, there we go, on the ticker, number 243, the cost of doing business in MLM. All right, so let's get to the obvious. The obvious is that there's an initial cost, okay? Usually you get a starter kit, and then you get what they call a business kit, right, Miss Mary? They use different terminology, but basically what you're doing is the starter kit is nothing more than you getting an ID. It's company brochures, it's company legal documents, company bylaws, things like that, right, Miss Murray? Typically, that's all it is. Now, sometimes companies will combine that starter kit with a product kit, they call it sometimes, or they call it a business kit. They have different terminology, and a lot of times that product kit, business kit, whatever they want to term it, includes products, samples of various products. They want to introduce you to the products, and in the same package is going to be a compensation plan brochure. Sometimes it goes with the starter kit. Then we have product brochures and videos, things like that, right, Miss Marie? So you can be educated not only by using the product, see, touch, and feel, but they also want you to have video information, et cetera, et cetera. And these kits sometimes will range from $50 all the way up to $1,000 to $25,000. Yes, believe it or not, there are people that pay $25,000 to join certain network marketing companies. I think those are borderline scams, but I won't go there at this moment. Okay, I would just say do not do that. If you're going to ask me what the effective cost range is, in other words, your initial cost range would be, Miss Marie, I would say on a legitimate business, it's going to be anywhere from $99 up to $1,000. And I would think that it could be 15, but I'll be honest with you guys, they're starting to push it. There should be no reason that you should have to spend that kind of money. Look, a lot of times companies have 3 different entry levels, and especially if they have what they call they're using a binary, and they have 3 business centers. You ever seen that, Miss Marie? 1 business center, 2 business center, 3 business center. It's like a pyramid, triangle, whatever you want to call it. Yep. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. And what they'll do is they'll charge $500 for each one of those business centers, each one of those positions. Okay, so total $1,500, which would include your starter kit and your business kit, product kit, whatever. I think that would be the max that I would spend on a legitimate business model, a business company. But there's other ones that have lesser, Miss Marie. You can get 1 business center, even in a binary. and it's like $497. Okay, but that means you only have one profit center. A lot of times they call it, where the other person has 3 profit centers, right? In other words, they can profit off of each one of them. But the thing is they entice you with the possibilities in that scenario, which we won't get into, that you can have 3 profit centers working for you all at one time instead of 1. Well, if you work hard to make one profit center the best it can be, you're going to make more than enough money instead of trying to worry about balancing all 3. Now we're kind of getting into compensation. We're not going to do that. The reason I bring that up is because that's kind of different entry levels. They have a $500, $750, and a $1,500, right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm.
Or $500, $1,000, $1,500. You get my point.
I have a question for you, Rob.
Yes.
Have you ever gotten involved with a network marketing company that had a 0 cost of entry? Like you could get an ID for free. You could start your business, no cost whatsoever.
No, I have not.
Oh man, you missed out. I did that once, just once.
That's all it took too.
Here's the thing. If there is not a cost of entry to the network marketing company, that's going to be problematic, because what you end up doing is you end up attracting a bunch of freeloaders who aren't going to do anything because they're really not interested in having a business.
That's right.
Because any business person knows there is an investment that needs to take place to get a business up and going.
Yes.
So that price range that Rob is in, I kind of agree. I might skew a little bit higher, because I think there is, in my mind, the theory that a legitimate business, there's going to be legitimate costs, and there are products that you're going to want to sample and experience. I would almost tend to say I'm somewhere in the $297 to $1,500 range as a reasonable cost of entry for a network marketing business, because there has to be some money made. There's usually a cut that goes to the company based on that entry fee, and there's a bonus that comes to you for enrolling somebody in the business at that entry fee. So when you're talking larger numbers, you're talking about more potential income.
Right.
You know, if you have a business that it only costs you $29 to get into, well, how many people do you have to sign up to make $100? Versus a business where the cost of entry is $500, maybe signing up that one person gets you $100. Whereas $29, you're going to have to sign up, 50 people maybe in order to make $100. So, you know, you need to look at it from an investment perspective, not just trying to save yourself on the cost or what you think is going to be appealing to people.
Right.
Because what's appealing to people is the potential to make money. And most people know it takes money to make money, right?
Yes. Well, not only that, let me say this, guys, the cost of entry separates the players from the contenders. Okay. I mean, the contenders from the pretenders. That's what I meant to say. Here's the thing. She's absolutely right. The higher the cost, the more serious the people are, because they're like, oh my gosh, I spent $1,500. I got to get out there. I got to make that money back. I cannot afford to throw that money away. And so you're only going to attract people that are serious. If you have a low entry point, you're going to get anybody and everybody. And it's a law of attraction. Okay. And you might say, well, you know, if I do that, that means I get in front of more people and the numbers of network marketing work for me. No. The numbers of network marketing don't work in that way. Okay. And we talked about that in a previous episode. The numbers of network marketing work on serious people only. Okay. A third will now, a third will later, a third will never do it. Well, guess what? A third that will never do it is what you're talking about when you have a zero entry, a price point. Okay. Zero, the last third is what you get when you spend $25 to join a network marketing company. Okay. And the numbers of network marketing are not going to work in this scenario. All right. Matter of fact, they are working because they're already producing this zero. Okay. So you cannot say, wow, I can get the numbers of network marketing working in my favor if I join a company that's only got a $25 entry point. And you say, well, Rob, I've listened to your past episodes and you say in pre-launch mode, you want to get $25 starter kits in people's hands. That is totally different. Why? Because you're in a pre-launch, and the company in a pre-launch will only allow legally, and the law requires, that you can only do what? Give people an ID number. An ID number is attached to a starter kit, which costs typically $25 to $99, right, Miss Marie? Totally different scenario. What you're doing in that situation is getting people an ID number. That's it. Here, you're saying, hey, get a business and just sit there, and guess what? Other people will come in because it doesn't cost anything. The entry point is $0, no dollars, no dinero, okay? Or it's only $25, and you don't ever have to order anything again, right, Miss Marie? So right. You're going to get this result. That's the way it is, okay? The law of attraction. You do nothing, you get nothing. All right, so you want to attract people. It's just like the music to the earth's message. It's designed to do what? Attract high quality people and push away those that don't want this business or don't want to work. Well, guess what? The entry point does the same thing. All right, so we got that. That's an initial cost. That's not what we're talking about. The cost of doing business is part of it, but it's not the total cost. All right, so business materials, paper, pens, staples, all that. Guys, you should have that. If you don't, spend minimal amount of money to get it. Go to Office Depot, Amazon, eBay, whatever the case may be. You know, ask your mom, dad, whatever. Hey, can I have some? That is minuscule compared to what we're talking about here, but it is, once again, the cost of doing business. You have to have business materials, including a day planner, or if you're going to use your own to-do list that you create on Google Documents or whatever. The bottom line is that stuff, once again, is minuscule in the total picture here. Auto ship. Guess what? That is part of your cost of doing business. There's no way around it. If you own a traditional business, you're going to have to pay monthly insurance premiums. You're going to have to pay monthly electrical bills, water bills, right, Miss Marie? You're going to have employees. You're going to have, guess what, a cost there as well. All of a sudden, the cost of owning a traditional business starts going up. All right. In network marketing, the cost of doing business is nothing more than being on autoship. Nobody should bitch or complain. Once again, Miss Marie, what does autoship do? The 100 PV threshold does a number of things. We talk about the music to the ears message, dividing people. Guess what the threshold of profitability does? It divides people. You know that in order for your business to gain traction, it's got to create volume. And if you don't want to work 3 to 5 times harder than everybody else, okay, in other words, the top producers, then you want to do 100 PV per month. Why? Because that is the threshold that produces the real results that will make you profitable from day one. Well, guess what that threshold of profitability does? It divides people. It separates, once again, the contenders from the pretenders. People that are below the 100 PV level, guess what? They're trying to cheat the system. Now, if they're struggling financially and they're doing 75 to 95, you know that those are people that have potential, right, Miss Marie? But it's 100 PV is still a dividing line. The people that are doing 100 PV and more, in other words, 115, 125, 195, whatever, you know those are serious people. That's a commitment, right, Miss Marie?
Yep.
Okay. So the cost of doing business here, the auto ship, is an investment in your own business, and it's also a business tool. It tells you who to focus on, who's serious and who's not. Would you not agree, Miss Marie? Helping you to
Absolutely.
be and more efficient. Okay, so the auto ship is not a cost, even though it is. It's a monthly cost that you're going to have to deal with. But here's the thing: if you do the 5 simple steps correctly, you do the good duplication procedures that we teach you, right, Miss Marie, and get your first check. Your next goal is to do what? To cover your auto ship expenses. If you do this business the way we teach you, you should be able to do that. A lot of you should be able to do it in your first month. And guess what? By your 3rd month, if you're not doing it, you're not right for this business, or you're not doing the 5 simple steps right, Miss Marie? Because if you can't create 100 PV, $100 in profits in your first 3 months, there is something terribly wrong. All right. You should be doing a lot more than that. But here's the thing. Your goal is to cover the cost of that. So now you have 0 financial cost. You paid your initial fee to get in, and now you've covered your auto ship. Now your next goal is to make back your $1,500, right, Miss Marie? You covered your auto ship. Now you want to get back because your spouse is on you. That $1,500. And now your goal is to make that back. All right. Once you do that, it's smooth sailing as far as cost, right, Miss Marie? Because guess what? it's all profit from here on out. Even if you've raised your threshold of profitability from $100 to $500 a month. If you're with Amway, doing $500 a month is easy. You can do that in buying products and giving it to your church and organizations, toilet paper, mops, all that, Miss Marie. You can do that. Do you know that?
Sure.
You could do it tax deductible. And you know what? That is awesome. And you should do that. But here's the thing. According to what company you're with is going to determine how far up you can go with your threshold of profitability. But if you're a leader, you better be doing a whole lot more than 100 PV per month. Why do I say that? Because what does that do? Again, it continues to define who's serious. If you tell your true leaders, Miss Marie, guys, you should be doing at least 200 to 250, 300 PV per month. We have makeup, we have juices, we have nutritional skincare. We have this complete line. You guys ought to be doing that. Give that to your granddaughters and, your wife, et cetera, right, Miss Marie? Mm-hmm. So you should be doing a whole lot more. What does that do? That tells you who the true leaders are. They're stepping up saying, you know what, you're absolutely right. I got to set the example, bam, 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 bam. All right. So what is, once again, the cost of doing business, but if you're making $6,000, $7,000 a month, what is $300 in expenses? And it's really not expensive. It's an investment. Okay. And you say, why? Because you're setting an example, okay, for your downline and your other leaders. But here's the thing. It's cost of doing business, Miss Marie. You might be able to tax deductible based on whether you give it away. If you're giving it away to organizations, right, Miss Marie?
Right.
You want to have that ability to what? Take your business to the next level. You do that by what? Adjusting the cost of doing that business to the point where it's a profit and not a cost. It's an investment, not a cost. All right. You have a situation where you're taking your business, okay, model to the highest level possible because you are what? Looking at the cost, which it is. If you are paying something, in other words, you're paying for that auto ship, that is a cost, but you're turning it into a positive because it's an investment. Right, Miss Marie? It is, if your family's using those products, it's still an investment in your business because you're setting an example of what needs to be done. Is that not true, Miss Marie? Because you're creating volume and you're showing the true leaders what to do. All right. So if you end up having 50 to 70 leaders, true leaders in your business, and you've grown this huge business with a new company, imagine that you have true leaders doing anywhere from 200 to 500 PV per month. Just your leaders. Can you imagine the volume that would create? And then you got another whole group of people doing 100 PV per month. And then another whole group of people that are doing between 30 and 50 and 70. And you say, Rob, what does that got to do with the cost of doing business? That is, I want you to understand that there comes a point when your threshold of profitability, which initially is a cost because you can't afford to cover it sometimes, becomes an investment, right, Miss Marie? And I wanted to use those examples in that scenario to show you that that cost ends up being an investment. So now that we're past that, let's look at the other costs. The intangible cost of doing business in this is your emotional and physical energy, the time that you put in there. Guys, there's a price to pay in the commitment to this business. I'm going to tell you, the more hours, productive, efficient, and effective hours you put in, the faster you're going to get to your goals, the faster you're going to grow. Whether your downline has that same commitment that you do and the same work ethic is another thing altogether. That'll have to be determined at a later time. But if you are the type of person that says, I want to get things done now, I'm willing to put in the time, the massive effort, guys, the sky is the limit for you, okay? But that is a cost that you're going to have to determine is worth it. As Ms. Marie and I tell you, we don't want the cost of doing business in network marketing to force you to file bankruptcy, right, Ms. Marie? Because you spend every last penny. And we're going to do an episode, if I'm not mistaken, Ms. Marie, is it tomorrow, the cult mentality of network marketing or something like that? Let me look.
The cult of personality was what I had put up there, yeah.
Okay, I might have reworded it.
Modified it a bit, yep.
Yeah. Okay. But it's the cult mentality, guys. Why do we say that? Because there are people that have unfortunately ruined their lives, lost their families, their spouses, their jobs, and filed bankruptcy because of the cult-like mentality of this business model. That can happen, and it's sad. All right. So the thing is, we don't want you to lose your family, lose your job, to file bankruptcy. We want you to use this business model effectively and efficiently. And part of that process is understanding the cost, the personal cost of doing business in this business model. We already talked about the financial. That's the easy part. And in the initial phases, you might think, oh my gosh, this is $1,500 and then $100 a month and then $200 a month. You might focus on the financial side in the beginning, but I'm going to tell you something. The personal cost that you are going to pay to be successful in this business is going to far outweigh the financial cost. Would you not agree, Ms. Marie?
Oh, absolutely.
But the payoff is huge. You say, why? Because you're going to have this short spurt, whether it's months or years, 1 to 3 years. Here's the thing. You are going to have exponential growth if you do this business right, and you'll have more personal freedom, more financial freedom than you've ever had before. Would you not agree, Ms. Marie? There's a price to pay. Everybody has a price to pay. The cost of doing business in this business model, it means you're going to have to put in time. You determine how much time you put in, how intense that time is going to be, how effective and efficient that time is going to be. That is one of the costs of doing business. The emotional cost, the spiritual cost, the physical cost is also going to take its toll if you don't do it properly. We preach balance, do we not, Miss Marie?
Yes.
There is a balance. You've got to maintain balance. You can't get out of control with this. But here's the thing. The cost of doing business is going to be a lot. That's where we promote and talked about and did an episode on what, Miss Marie? Organizational skills and time management, so that you do have that balance. You can be effective and efficient if you use our 5 simple steps correctly and start good duplication. You can leverage. That's one of the beauties of this business model, is that it will allow you to leverage time and effort through other people by duplicating yourself and duplicating a good, productive system that's easy to duplicate, right, Miss Marie? That duplicates you and gives you leverage so you can maintain balance, right? And it all starts with you with effective organizational skills and time management, which allows you not to pay a huge personal cost in your life or financial cost. All right. The cost of doing business also requires that you work with other people. If you're not good with people, look, you need to read, you need to listen to YouTube, which has great, I hate to say self-help or motivational, whatever you want to use. I only hate using the word self-help because it makes it sound like you're helpless, but to improve yourself, to become better at organizational skills. Maybe that's a weak area. Maybe to become a better speaker. You listen to Og Mandino, listen to Jim Rome, all those other greats out there that will tell you this is how you become an effective communicator. This is how you become better at organizational skills. You may learn some things there that will help you become more effective and more efficient, so you don't pay a high personal cost of doing business in this business model, because it's going to demand a lot of this. We always tell you this is it's 5 simple steps, but Miss Marie, this will be one of the hardest things you ever do, mentally and physically.
Yep, that is true.
It will challenge you every step of the way. It'll challenge your faith in yourself and your family, in your friends, in humankind in general. And you've got to be strong. And the only way you can be strong is by improving yourself. How do you improve yourself? By gaining more knowledge and insight, not only into yourself, but others as well, and how to make this business model work. We teach proficiency and effectiveness at the same time. Ms. Marie, we tell them all the time, if you only have 1 hour one day, make that the best hour you ever put in. If you have 3 hours that day, make it the best 3 hours you've ever put in. Okay, meaning just be effective and efficient. Don't work yourself into an early grave, right, Ms. Marie? Don't fall asleep at the wheel and end up driving off the side of a cliff. All right, use common sense. All right, if it takes you 2 years instead of 13 months, who cares? Okay, those 2 years are going to go by anyway, and you'll be alive and healthy, right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the thing is, guys, the cost of doing business could be high here. You could end up putting yourself in a situation where you can make yourself physically and mentally sick. Okay, where you could develop ulcers, you could end up with cancer, you could increase your blood pressure, your stress level. Guys, the cost of doing business could be astronomical if you don't do it right. This is the true cost And most people don't talk about this, Ms. Marie. The cost it takes to be successful in the business model can be astronomical and could be deadly and catastrophic if people are not careful. And that's not being over the top. That's not hyperbole. What do they say? Hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
Yeah, hyperbole. I don't know why.
That is true, but at the same time, think about it. You run potentially the same risks in any type of business you're in, any type of career that you're in. Stress can mount if you don't manage it correctly.
That's right.
So, you look at the difference between, it's kind of a cost benefit analysis, right? If you're in a job that's extremely stressful, either because of the people you're working with, the industry you're in, whatever, it can cost you physically, mentally.
That's right.
And the benefits aren't all that great, to be honest with you, because you're working 40 hours a week for 40 years in order to, retire on 40% of your income, maybe. Right. Whereas in this business model, which you have a lot more personal control over, there are stresses that take place, but you have to make sure you have things in place to keep those under control. Right. Yeah. And the benefits are so much greater. What you can gain in terms of financial success, time freedom, lifestyle, just a huge difference. But there are still those same types of risks if you don't have a way to manage them well.
That's right. And
so
guys,
I just wanted to make sure we weren't freaking people out about, oh my gosh, working in the network marketing industry is going to be so stressful. It's like working in any industry can be stressful.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that, this is not doom and gloom. And if I came across that way, I apologize, because that's certainly not what I'm promoting here. But here's the thing, guys, you have to realize that you have a regular job and you have children that are in sporting events, musical events, acting, whatever the case may be. And that's stressful enough. And what you don't want to do is add another layer of stress on top of that. That's the reason why I took the angle that I did, because I understand you already have a life. And what this is going to do, this can be one of the most challenging things you ever do. If you use the 5 simple steps and you allow us to help you, you'll be amazed how much it'll reduce your stress. And you say, how can that be, Rob? Well, here's why. Because you know you're doing the right things. In the back of your mind, that stress level's gone down. You're not second guessing yourself and stressing yourself out. Am I doing the right thing? I put in a lot of time into this. I don't know if I'm going to get the results. What about you? All these questions are bouncing around. You're not familiar with the business model. You're working with people you really don't know. There's so many unknowns. You're like, okay. Using the 5 simple steps, you're using the basics. We've proven that. You don't have to second guess them. You know in the back of your mind that, hey, I'm doing the right things. All I got to do is be consistent. And all I have to do is step it up. And guess what? I'll be making progress. That is a big stress reliever right there, knowing that you're doing the right things. Would you not agree, Miss Marie? Yep. Now your goals is nothing more than what? Get your money back and cover your monthly expenses. That's what you need to do. That way your spouse is happy and you're happy. And guess what? Your stress level goes down even more. From that point on, it's all a matter of time to get to the level that you want. Agree?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's that simple. Okay. And we make it sound simple. It's hard work. It's hard physical work. It's hard mental work. And you know what? You're going to be dealing with human beings. They're going to be stressed into it. That's the reason why we tell you, love them and leave them and move on. Right, Miss Marie? Because you're always excited about what? The next person. What is the next person? A new lead. You're excited about the possibilities. You've already gone through somebody else and they disappointed you for whatever reason. You love them and you leave them and you move on. What does it do? Reduce your stress. Right, Miss Marie? You don't worry about it. Just say, I did the best I could. And I got to move on. Even if you make a mistake, you say, okay, I screwed that up. And guess what? On this next one, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to, right? And when you're doing what you're supposed to, your stress level is low. That's the reason why we promote the 5 simple steps. It's why we promote consistency, not to get high and low. Don't ride that emotional roller coaster. Just do what you're supposed to do every day. What do we teach, Miss Marie? The most cornerstone thing we ever teach, CCBBA. Consistent, correct, the 2 key words, business building activity. If you do those 2 things, all that other stuff goes away. Why? Because you know you're doing the right things. Would you not agree?
Oh, I absolutely agree. And that's one of those areas where, you're not going to hear about this almost anywhere else, because nobody talks about these types of things, because it kind of skews towards the negative of the industry a little bit, but it is the reality also. That's and right. We want to make sure you know how to deal with it appropriately and, master it and make this a profitable business for yourself.
That's right. Absolutely. couldn't have said it any better. And that brings us to a summarization so we can close this out. We talked about the physical cost of doing business. The financial cost of doing business. Your starter kit, your product kit, your monthly auto ship, right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm.
Then we talked about the emotional, spiritual, and mental cost of doing business. And then we talked about the physical, wearing yourself out and stuff, or the stress and all of that. We talked about each and every one of those. And as a group, as a whole, that is the cost, the true cost of doing business in network marketing. Would you not agree, Miss Marie?
Yes.
That is it, okay? Because you already have a home, then you don't have outside electrical expenses. We talked about the insurance. If you have a home, if you're doing this out of your home, you need to get with your insurance agent, make sure you're covered in case somebody's coming to your home so they don't slip and fall, right, Miss Marie? In a business environment. We talked about that. Get with your insurance agent. If you need to get with a lawyer about operating a business out of your home, get with them. We talked about that in a previous episode. We're not going to talk about that, but I at least wanted to bring it up. But the cost of doing business and network marketing, this is totally different. This is the true cost. Your emotional well-being, your physical well-being, your spiritual, your mental, all of that's working together along with the financial as a total cost. Would you not agree with that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something you have to take into consideration. Absolutely.
Right. All right, Miss Marie, with that being said, tomorrow's show is going to be a good one. Tomorrow's show, the cult mentality of network marketing, how to avoid it. Is that pretty much what you were inspecting there, Miss Marie?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Because that can be dangerous. And that piggybacks off of what we talked about today. And you do not want to miss that. We're going to be talking about some wild shit in that one. Boy, I've seen it. Woo! It's kind of scary. I can definitely see where people say that's a cult.
Yeah, so join us for some good stories tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern time.
All right, guys, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel. As always, please join us. Share. Please help other people find us so they also can be exposed to this wonderful information that will empower them to use this great business model to do wonderful things in their life. All right, Miss Marie, tomorrow, 11 a.m. I'll see you then.
Yep.
All right, take care.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. Download our podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and other podcast platforms. Visit our website at www.themlmsolution.net for additional important information, show details, and past shows. Follow us on Parler, Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button, or the get notified button while visiting our other social media platforms.